It's gonna be alright. You know, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be alright. We do this thing every weekday night, and it gets hype. Daily, 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 and then I know it's late, and y'all had to wait, but I'm sorry. We're gonna get this thing straight. We got a new background right there, and I'm ready to really show that shit. And it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be the right way. It's the daily, daily, the daily, the daily, the daily, it's the daily go get Mism show. And guess what we talking about tonight? Don't you know? Tonight we talking about being raised by a crazy person. Being raised by a crazy person. So we're gonna talk about the lighter side and the serious side. About the lighter side and the serious side of being raised by somebody who was either irresponsible, kind of off the wall, eccentric, eclectic, batshit crazy, and actually maybe even suffering from mental illness. That's definitely the serious side. Now let me give a disclaimer. First of all, we not dissing nobody. I'm not going to be fronting on nobody or trying to come at nobody's neck about, the mental status, the mental health status of any of their family members or anybody that they may be close to. But on the real, some of us have been raised by a crazy person, whether they were crazy by their actions or crazy by the things they would say, the things they do, the way they play, and it rubbed up on us the same way. And you know that you got that crazy from your peoples, and don't try to act like you're not equal. If they did it, you were influenced by it, and you probably try it. If they got away with it, then you probably going to try to do that same shit for real. Daily Go Get 'Em Ism show, baby. Yeah, it's the daily, the daily Go Get 'Em Ism show. So let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. With this your daily, the daily Go Get 'Em Ism show. We do this every single day, every day it rains, every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. We break it down, baby. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Daily Go Get 'Em Ism show, all up in your area. And yo, we got a new background. I want to show y'all the whole thing. I want y'all to see the whole shit. So this is what I'm going to do, because this is a little bigger than the Urban Therapy with someone. So this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. I'm down too far in the chair for me to be able to let y'all see the whole joint. I'll get it together. I had to kind of rush to get it right and get it up and all of that kind of shit, because it was a little bigger than the other one, but that was on me. Now I want to show y'all some things about it that y'all may not notice. First of all right, you got the Daily Go Get 'Em Ism here, and this is our slogan. Now it was kind of unofficial. I never really said that this was our slogan for the show, for the movement, but this is what it is for the Daily Go Get 'Em Ism show. This is the stuff that we be talking about. So you know how people be like, see, that's the shit I'm talking about. See, that's the shit I be talking about. Well, this is the stuff that we be talking about. So every weekday at 7 o'clock, this is the stuff that we be talking about. On Saturday and Sunday, that is the kind of stuff that we be talking about. So there you have it right there. This is the stuff that we be talking about. And yes, I know that we be, the B makes it improper English and incorrect grammar. I don't care. I get the money, so I don't care. I said, I get the money, so I don't care. I said, I get the money, so I don't care. I said, I don't care. I said, I don't care. I said, I get the money, so I don't care. I said, I get the money, so I don't care. Okay. other things that's going on. So y'all know that in the Daily Go Getterism, we have 3 theme days. We got PPT, which is Pretty Petty Tuesday. We have El Grot, which is Let's Get Real About Relationships Thursday. And we have Black Factual Friday, which is Friday. So this is represented on this background. We got £BFF here. We got Pretty Petty Tuesday right here. And we have Pound El Grot right here. Now, later on, I'll probably fill it in, to make it a little bit, make it stand out a little bit. But that was just a little something that I wanted to throw in. So this is our new background, y'all. So let me get out of the way. Let me get out of the way so y'all can see what we doing right here. You know what I'm saying? So what y'all think? Carol already said that she liked it. T. Carrie Wright, morning, noon, and night. She said that she liked it. What y'all think? This is what it is. This is what it is until further notice. Ain't gonna be no further notice. This is what it's gonna be. So, y'all see it? You see it? All right. So, what I'll probably do, what I'll probably wind up doing, what will probably happen, what I'm thinking about. Oh, on Instagram, y'all ain't get to see all of that because I can't adjust that camera like that. On Instagram, on the Instagram. Oh, hold on. That's what. Okay. As we proceed to give you what you need, I'm glad y'all bore with me for during all that time. I know that the show started late, but y'all also know that we're gonna make up that time. It's gonna be all right. Everything is gonna be all right. Think it won't. So let's get it popping. All right. So tonight we're talking about being raised by a crazy person. Being raised by a crazy person. What's good? Now y'all know that some of us have been raised by a crazy person. They might not have been batshit crazy. They may not have been clinically crazy. But, you might have been raised by parents that did just a little bit, some questionable things. They may have done some quirky things. They may have done some eccentric things. They may have done some things that had you scratching your head and actually having to make excuses for them. And the truth of the matter is, when you're raised by a crazy person, the likelihood that you're going to have to make some excuses for them somewhere along the line is kind of high. It could be a serious topic. It could be a serious subject. It could be something that can cause you a little grief every now and then. You know what I mean? But listen, I believe that most parents try their best to raise their children to the best of their ability. You know how that goes. They try. Some fall a little short, and some don't even seem to put forth any effort. But we're gonna try to wax empathetic tonight. We're gonna try to wax empathetically. We're gonna wax empathetic tonight. And really just purge ourselves a little bit. Talk about how it really went. Some of our parents, listen. Some of us talk about our parents like, yo, man, I was raised by crazy people. Ain't no doubt about it. You know what I mean? If you know that your parents were a little bit off the wall, man, holler back at me because you know what it is. You know what it was, what it was. Some of us, grew up with parents that were just a little ill. Now, my parents were normal. At least one of them was. Whatever normal is. I don't know nothing about being normal. What I know about is getting through whatever it is that you have to get through. I know a lot about that, but I don't know what normal is. I don't know what it's like. I definitely didn't grow up in the Cosby Show, and but I didn't grow up on Good Times either. I didn't come from necessarily well to do, even though at times it seemed like I did. I definitely didn't grow up in the projects or poor or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Shout out to anybody that grew up struggling and may even still be struggling to this day. But when we talk about parental involvement, when we talk about parental guidance, when we talking about the way that we came into this world, the people who brought us into this world or left this world early and left us to the devices of the people that they left us in the care of. It could be your aunts, it could be your uncles, it could be your grandparents. And a lot of people have been raised by people other than their parents. And those people might just might have been a little just a little bit off the wall. Just a little bit off the wall. And we was exposed to all of that. And the thing about it is, y'all know that children admire the people who raised them, even when those people abuse them, even when they mistreat them, even when they ridicule them, humiliate them, make their lives live in hell, impose extra strict restrictions on them. Children strive to show the love that they have for the people who take care of them, who raise them. So it is what it is. So let's talk about it, be about it. Talk about it, be about it. Talk about it, be about it. It's gonna be all right, no doubt it. All right, give a shout out to my peoples up in here. Carol Chamberlain, me Rita, Emily Dunlap is in the house. Wow, she about to turn it out. And Stacey White, thanks for coming on through tonight. It's good to hear you, see you, have you in my sight. And my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. My brother from another mother, Norris Hill. Thanks for coming through, my brother. Thanks for coming on out. Thanks for coming through and checking us out. No doubt. Word up. T. Carey Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going right in your sight. And Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious, the greatest pearl in the world. It's always good thing to see you in my sights, girl. Thanks for coming on through. And Robbie Ming, my big sis doing a thing. She's something like a queen for a king. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cheryl said, Omar, you might have to add some music notes somewhere up there. See, I can Sharpie some stuff on here. I can Sharpie. Yeah, I can Sharpie some. I can add on. Matter of fact, I can color these shits in, and I might do it. I might do it with some extra, some extra. But at least we see what's going on. This is, at least we know what's up. Maybe I'll back the camera up a little bit so we can get, maybe I'll do a little something like this, that, and But for right now, this is where we are. This is where we are, Star. It's going to be all right, and everything is going to be all right. Yeah, some of us have been raised by a crazy parent, though. It is what it is. If you're anything like me, you think about some of the wild ass things that your parents did or may have taught you. Now, I was raised by a very good mother, very good father. Both of them were very attentive. You know what I'm saying? Without a doubt, both of them were definitely there for me. So I don't have any complaints in that department. As a matter of fact, I was raised in a 2-parent family. So I am living proof that just because you are raised in a 2-parent family does not mean that everything is all good. It doesn't mean that you are guaranteed to be successful. It doesn't mean that you never had any problems. It doesn't mean that you always got everything that you wanted. It doesn't mean that your family structure was always a beautiful thing. It doesn't mean any of those things. Being raised in a 2-parent family pretty much means that you had 2 parents who stayed together as long as they could. And they stuck it out. I'll take that. For my purposes of growing up and all of that kind of stuff. Some people will never know what it's like to grow up in a 2-parent family or to raise their children in a 2-parent family. I would hope that everybody would get to experience that. But at the same time, One thing that you see when you grow up in a two-parent household is you see how a man and a woman work things out during the good times, during the bad times, the tough times. You see how they work things out. Now, if you grow up with two crazy ass parents, two impatient parents, two violent parents, two parents who are reckless, two parents who get high, two parents who are irresponsible, two parents who act like they just throw the baby out with the bathwater all the time. Guess what kind of effect that's going to have on you? Guess. You know how a lot of us have that story to tell, or we hear that story told about how some of us came home from school or wherever, and we was scared to fight somebody, and our parents told us, well, you either gonna fight me, no, you either gonna fight them or you're gonna fight me. So you chose to fight the person who was smaller, more than likely. Shout out to y'all midget moms, but more than likely it was your friend that you were afraid of. But one thing about that, the positive thing about a situation like that is that you realize that your parents had your back, because they were basically telling you, you don't need to be afraid of anybody except for me, because any emotion besides bravery on your behalf is going to result in you being hurt on my behalf, So at the end of the day, though, that's not really a good thing to make your children go out there and fight. Now, there's nothing wrong with insisting that your children stick up for themselves, or that they won't allow themselves to be bullied. But basically, commanding your child to go out there and kick somebody's ass while you watch is a little savage like. Now, we probably didn't look at it that way, but I'm gonna tell you how the law would have looked at it. I'm gonna tell you how DHS or CPS or DYFS or whatever those child protective services, child welfare services organizations in your prospective city, township, or state, I'll tell you how they would have looked at it. Like, oh, so let me get this straight, Ms. Johnson. You told your child that they had to go and fight that bully, or they was going to have to fight you. So they went and fought that bully and either broke the bully's jaw, arm, leg, or really, really fucked them up, yanked their eyes out, or some real crazy shit. Or they got their ass whooped and got their jaw broke, eyes yanked out, eye socket all dislocated, all little crazy shit. Because you said that they had to fight. Now, parents get involved in all that kind of stuff. Well, anyway, Child Protective Services would tell you, oh, you think it's a good idea for your child to fight? Well, I bet you they foster parents won't look at it that way, and that's who they're going to be staying with for the next month. So you have your ass in family court. It used to be on Vine Street, like 18th and Vine. Now that shit is over on 15th and like around 15th and it's like 15th and near JFK, but it's not JFK. It's like 15th. Nonetheless, it's not going to go down. What is this? 15 down from Callow Hill. What's that? What's that street? It's on 15th Street. Yeah. So most of us haven't heard the story of DHS, CPS, DIFE, whatever, getting involved in any situation like that. But when you really think about it, think about what your parents taught you. Think about how they taught you. They taught you that you had to fight or else. You don't think that that's a little crazy? You know why you don't think that that's a little crazy? Because they rubbed off on you and now you're crazy. Duh. Yeah, our crazy ass parents and their ways wear off on us. And most of the time we defend that shit. You know we do. You know we love our parents. We love our mamas. We love our daddies. So we defend that shit like it ain't nothing. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Being raised by a crazy person. Raised by a crazy person. Don't get quiet now. Because a lot of y'all going through y'all mental Rolodexes right now and thinking like, I wonder if he's gonna come up with an example of how my parents, some of that shit my parents did. Well, no, because I don't have any knowledge of that. And even if I did, I ain't trying to put nobody on blast. We gonna keep it funky tonight. We just gonna talk about the shit that really happened in our lives, the kind of stuff that made us who and what we are today. Who and what we are today. By the way, make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. And it says it right there. The Daily Go Getimism. Yeah. So hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. It's the Daily Yes. All right. So, being raised by a crazy person, by a show of hands, how many of y'all, deep down inside, looked at y'all parents like they was crazy? Now, I know all of y'all got parents who did some crazy shit. I'm not even questioning that. I ain't even questioning that. The question is, how crazy did it get? How wild did it get? How off the chain? How off the chain did it get it sometimes? How scary did it get? Like we can laugh at some of this shit, and sometimes it might make some of us shed a tear at some of it. Because some people actually grew up with parents who suffered from mental illness. Y'all know that shit is real shit. You grow up with a crazy person and you start looking at craziness, at mental illness in a whole different light, because you are actively being raised by a person who struggled with mental stability, mental and emotional stability. You grew up with that. So whereas somebody else may look at somebody who talks to themselves and flies off the rails or just really, really can't seem to get comfortable in their own mind, in their own head, you see it differently. You see it as just a regular struggle. You'll even defend it. You'll say things like, well, that don't mean that you're a bad parent. It don't mean that you don't love your kids. It don't mean that you don't do for your kids. I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit, man. I didn't grow up. Yes, I did. I grew up next door. I grew up next door to a family that suffered from mental illness from the bottom to the top, in and out. So I grew up with the two girls who were like my best friends growing up. My next door neighbors. One was a year younger than me. One was 2 years older than me. So we hung out all the time, played games with each other. We knew everybody around the way and all of that, but we lived right next door to each other. Me and the girl that was younger than me, we called each other boyfriend and girlfriend, shit like that. Stacey White says, I wasn't raised by wolves. Funny you should say raised by wolves, because I have used that term before. Why do you where'd you get that from? Raised by wolves. Emily says, my parents was not crazy. Okay. Strict, but not crazy. Okay, I got you. Okay. Stacey White says, I'm not crazy. Okay. All right. All right. Queen Monica Davis, what's going on, ma? Came over here on the YouTube side. Yay! Emily says, we vacationed every year when I was younger. And as I got older, I'm wondering where I got the money. Where I got the money from. Where we got the money from. My parents had money we didn't know about. They've been capping. Savages. Okay. All right. I don't know if that's crazy. I don't know if that has anything to do with crazy, but I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. What I started to say to y'all was, when I was about 25, I was 25, and I remember I met this girl, and she was a cutie. You know what I'm saying? She was very, very, very good looking chick. And as I got to know her, one thing I learned about her is that she didn't have no fucking job. She had 2 kids, and she ain't had no job. And I used to be thinking, like, how you living in an apartment like this? You ain't got no job. And she ain't had no job. We messed around in 95. We messed around in 96. We messed around in 97, 98. We fell off, stopped messing with each other, remained friends. I didn't see her from about a good I want to say probably 99. She had a son after that. She had 2 little girls. She had 2 little girls in the 90s. And I believe they were born in the 90s. And then she had a son in the early 2000s. Or some shit like that. So we fell out of contact for about 3, 4, 5 years. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that long. Maybe it don't seem that long. But anyway, she still ain't had no job. We got back in contact. We was cool again. All the way up until around 2009. She still ain't had no job. But by about 2009, I figured it out. Because she finally moved from that apartment to another apartment. She was on SSI all that time. She was on SSI all that time. Because she was getting a check. I used to wonder, how is it you can afford this? She had Section 8. She was certifiable. So, yeah. Like, I swear to God, I thought she only used to act crazy. No, she was getting a check. And she couldn't work. But she never admitted that shit to me. I guess she was like, nigga, if you ain't figured out I'm crazy by now, I don't know what the fuck you looking at. I guess that's how she looked at it. Real trap. And there was some validity to it. You know? But yeah, I think about that shit and there's more to it. I don't, I ain't gonna get into, but yeah, she was getting a check all that time. Now you gotta think we was the same age. So I'm 25, she 25 getting a check all them years. All those years. I used to wonder why she had to get her phone number changed all the time. I'm still not really sure. But I think that she used to run her bill up calling Philly, you know, because she had a lot of peoples in Philly. So she was probably running her bill up calling that shit long distance. So she had to change name, put the, you know, the phone bill in different. This was in the long distance. It was crazy, man. Kept changing the number all the time. So, like I said, it's a lot more to that. But I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to end that part of the story. She was absolutely raised by a crazy person. A certified crazy person. Not somebody who was just a little quirky. She was raised by somebody who suffered from mental illness, and she kind of was sort of, in a way, it was, yeah. So that's real shit. Real shit. She was raised by a parent who suffered from acute mental illness. And therefore, I ain't gonna say that it passed down to her, but all I'm gonna do is not say it. I'll leave that up for y'all to determine. Raised by a crazy person. Raised by a crazy person. Some of y'all might have been raised by parents who would come up to the school and cuss y'all teachers out, cuss the landlord out, cuss your father out, cuss your grandparents out, cuss out your paternal grandparents. Shout out to all the mothers out there that have cussed out their baby father's paternal grandparents. And my condolences to all of y'all grandparents currently who have been cussed out by y'all son's girlfriend. Now don't tell me I'm not talking real shit, because y'all know I am. Sometimes you and your in-laws don't get along that way, even though they're not officially your in-laws. But you know what happens a lot of times? Sometimes the girl who your son has a baby by is crazy as fucking shit. And you know why? Because her parents was crazy as fucking shit. And they didn't teach her no better. So guess what? You got a grandbaby that has the potential to be what? Crazy as shit. Some of y'all had a daughter who had a baby by a fucking batshit crazy nut ass dude. No, he wasn't just corny. This cat was a stalker. You know, the type of dude that'll beat your daughter up or put his hands on her. Let's not say beat up, but put his hands on your daughter and then come to you crying, Mom, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love Keisha. I fucking love Keisha. I do. I fucking love Keisha. I don't know why she just won't. I don't know if I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong. I'm just trying to get this shit together. Y'all know everything about me. Y'all know everything about y'all. Know where I come from. Y'all know where I've been through. Y'all know how I am. You know what I mean? I even think Keisha, I'm sorry. I swear to God, I'm never going to you again. I swear to God. I swear to fucking God. Oh my fucking God. Keisha, I swear to God, I'm never going to put my hands on you again. But I need y'all to help me. And just fucking listen to me sometime. That's all I had. Just fucking listen to me sometime. Yeah. Meanwhile, you think your grandson or your granddaughter is too young to understand what's going on. But it don't matter because you can't be around all the time, grandma. But when your when your grandbaby start acting out and acting a fool, you won't have to wonder why. And you're gonna be quick to blame that other side of the family. He get that shit, or she get that shit from them motherfucking Pattersons. We don't act like that over here. You know how black grandmothers are. They'll get to pointing to the education in the family. Everybody in my family graduated from high school. Everybody in my family went to at least went to college for a little while. Everybody got at least some college. Everybody worked. We ain't like them. We ain't sitting at home all day collecting no check. No, we not. We ain't always running down the court for child support. We don't do that over here. Every last person in our family got a high school diploma. Every last one of us. We not like that. We educated. High school diploma mean you educated? Oh, fuck it. All right. Anyway, Cherry, Dana, Cinderella, Dane. Well, it's the woman Dane with famous Cinderella, Dane. Well, it's the woman Dane with fame. Hey, what's up, Dane? What's the Dane? It's the Dane. Glad to see you coming on through, coming on by. Cherry says, that's weird. You never asked. I didn't. You know what? No. Wait, in the beginning, I did ask, like, well, where you work at? And she was like, she kicked it in the beginning, like she was between jobs or whatever. But as time went on, it was like, I ain't never hear her say that she was looking for another job or going on an interview or filling out applications. I tell you what, though, she lived in a nice apartment. You could tell she didn't have a lot of money to furnish the shit, but there was furniture in there. You could tell it was like furniture that maybe her family members had given her because she had her furniture was too old for a young person to be having. You get me? And she lived in this nice apartment complex. That apartment complex cost money, and it had a nice pool in it. The apartment complex, yes, it had a pool in it. I don't mean no little kids. It was a nice complex. I used to be thinking like, at 25, I had my own place. But I'm like, this is out here in the burbs. She got to be paying a pretty penny for this. Got to be. Mostly all white people worked out there. And, you know, she got high. Not like, well, she drank. She definitely drank. And she definitely, you know, smoked. She smoked weed and that kind of shit. And she wasn't no drug user, you know, no coke, no heavy shit. But she ain't had no job. And that whole time while we was young, you know, come on, man, we 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. You know, those are go-getter years. You know, those years you chasing out after that money. You need money. You need sneaker money. You need leather jacket money. You need a fly sweater, dress, a leather vest. You know that. Come on, we grew up in the 90s. We was in our 20s and the 90s. It was the get fly era, you know, left over from the 80s. We were still fly. So, yeah, so I asked in the beginning, but I never figured, I ain't know nothing. I swear to, I didn't know nothing about no SSI. I didn't know nothing about getting a check. I didn't know nothing about doing things to make sure that you kept that check coming in instead of taking your black ass to work. I didn't know nothing about that. I didn't know nothing about, taking the medicine and not taking the medicine. So you'll be diagnosed as just crazy enough to staying on to receive the check and to keep the Section 8. I ain't know nothing about that. I didn't know nothing about that. Think about it. I'm in my 20s. Why would I even think about it? Like, who wanted you live that life? The guy who lived across the hall from me, my man Craig. Craig was batshit crazy, homicidal and suicidal. Really, this was his diagnosis. And Craig didn't like taking that medicine because, Craig had a wife and he had a child. And Craig would stop taking the medicine every now and then. And Craig would go crazy, yelling and screaming, beating up his wife. He ain't beat her up. She knew she was dealing with a fucking maniac. And he was. Craig would fuck up all the doors. Craig was kind of a big dude. He would break the doors in the apartment and shit like that, have to pay. But Craig always paid for everything he broke. But Craig had to get that check. Now, I always thought about his son because now that's been since 95, 96. I think Craig moved out. I think Craig moved out of our apartment building in like 98. I want to say 97, 98. 98. Because by 99, he wasn't there no more. Real shit. I always think about his son because his son was about 6 or 7 years old at the time. So his son got to be in his 30s now. It's crazy. Fucking crazy, man. His son got to be like in his 30s now. Yeah. Craig's son got to be in his 30s by now, man. Yeah. So I wonder how his son is, because his son loved him and he loved his son, but his son had to watch him bug out. So, what I was getting at was Craig would stop taking his medicine, and I think Craig stopped taking his medicine so he could fuck his wife, because that medication, that antidepressant shit that they give you, like that Thorazine, it takes away, it numbs everything. It don't just numb your attitude, it numbs everything. So I think he would stop taking it so he could get his sex drive back up. And then he would get 302. And for those of y'all who don't know, when you get 302 in the state of Pennsylvania, that means that's an involuntary mental facility committal. In other words, the people got to come and get you. Somebody called the people on you. And we used to have to call the people on Craig. I used to hate to call the people on Craig. But he was a danger to the other people in the building. He was a danger to his wife. He was a danger to his child. I wonder how his child is now. Being raised by a crazy person. Being raised by a crazy person. Being raised by crack. Being raised by crack. Being raised by crack. Being raised by crack. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. And if y'all would like to call into the show and give y'all 2 cents, if y'all grew up if y'all were raised by a crazy person, a mama or a daddy or auntie or uncle or grandmama, granddaddy, or somebody else that had their interest on you, shout out. And this is not a positive shout out, but shout out to all of the people out there that only took on that only took people in so they could get a check. Say your mom and your dad die, and you don't have any grandparents that are surviving, that are survived, that are alive. So like your godmom raised you, but she really only took you in so she could get a check. She ain't give a shit about you. And that's crazy in and of itself. Thanks, y'all. Yeah. 15th and JFK. Yeah, but see, JFK is up the hill. This is before you get up the. I mean, I see what you're saying, but I'm just trying to say it, and what the real truth of the matter is. See, it's down from. It's not exactly JFK yet. It's like that other little street before JFK. But because at 15th and JFK is really, you got the TD Bank there and the Love Park, and this is before Love Park. I'm just saying, y'all. Is it Arch Street? Is it Race? Is it 15th and Race? You know what? It might be 15th and Race. It might be. It might be 15th and Race. 15th and Arch. 15th and Arch. 15th and Race. Nonetheless, there you go. There you go, Carol. 15th and Cherry. That's what it is. 15th and Cherry. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. It's Cherry Street. If you're from New York, it's Cherry. It's Cherry. 15th and Cherry. If you're from Philly, it's 15th and Cherry. There you go. That's what it is, Carol. 15th and Cherry. That's where Family Court moved to. I liked it better when it was down 18th and Vine. It's easier to remember. Being raised by a crazy person. We try to raise these kids the best that we can. At least most of us do, right? Some of us don't appear to be trying all that hard. I ain't trying this. But y'all know people that I don't know, and I know people that y'all don't know. And sometimes, the proof is in the pudding, and it goes down the way it goes down. Raised by a crazy person. Now, you might have been raised by somebody that was just a little bit crazy, like, maybe you had a parent who was very expressive. Very expressive. The type of parent would always be the first person to get up and dance at a party, whether they could dance or not. Grab the mic when karaoke, whether they could sing or not. Start conversations with people, whether they look dangerous or not. Never showed any fear towards anybody, no matter how off the wall, how crazy, how dangerous, how unstable they may have been. That's the good crazy. That's the good crazy. That's the kind of crazy parent that we don't mind being raised by. Unfortunately, many people were raised by the kind of crazy parent that they had to make excuses for. Yeah, my mom used to beat me with an extension cord and sometimes with a lead pipe, but I'm deep down inside, even though she was abusive, I knew that she loved me. You know, that's an excuse if I ever motherfucking heard one, man. Hey, some of us grew up with parents that we had to make that excuse for. The question is, how did that affect you? Do you beat your children with the extension cord, a bike chain, I don't know, a 1970s platform shoe, or a stiletto, or you know what I mean? Beat you with that what's that little thing that wraps around the toilet? What's that thing that wraps around the toilet? You know, it comes with a bathroom set. You know, you got the rug that you stand on when you get out of the shower or the bath, and then you got the little rug that sits in front of the sink, and then you got the little horseshoe type of thing that goes around the toilet. Yeah, your mom whooped your ass with that shit. Like, mom, why did you whoop your child with that rug thing that goes around the toilet? Because that motherfucker act like he don't know how to put the seat down after he finished pissing. So that rug that he be pissing on, I whooped his ass with it. And you know, some abusive parents will whoop you with anything you violated. That's what you got your ass whooped with. But like, yeah, I broke my mom's fine china, so I got my ass whooped with a china plate, and I really got my ass whooped when she broke the plate on my ass. So she got so mad that she whooped my ass with the plates. She got the coffee cups out, whooped me with those. The little serving saucers, the teacup and the saucer. She whooped my ass with. She broke all. She had to buy all new china. All I did was break one plate. She whooped me with the whole set. So that was like a $400 ass whooping. You whooped your son with that rug that goes around the damn toilet. Come on, man. What you doing? Is that what it's called? TK, right? Toilet rug? Okay. Cherry says, I'm a little touched. I speak to everyone. That's what's up. No, Arcel says, I was socially crazy like that. All right. Oh, it's 1501 Arch Street. Okay. All right. You had to ask Alexa. I knew it was around there somewhere. I knew it wasn't 15th and JFK. You be holding court in Love Park or in the TD Bank. What they call that so-called park over there in City Hall where they had a skating rink and shit? Be holding court over there. We used to have court in City Hall. No more of that. Veronica Freeman. What's going on, Veronica? Oh, Veronica. Oh, Veronica, girl. Oh, Veronica. Oh, Veronica, girl. Okay. She says, had a friend whose mom waited till she got in the shower to whoop her with a belt or whatever she found. Now, I've heard those stories before. Yeah. Because you got to think, like, that's not regular anger. That's not even impulsive anger. That's premeditated anger, like, I'm going to fuck my child up. And that ain't cool. Raised by a crazy person, though. But yeah, that no good. No good, black mom. And don't get me wrong, because white people definitely abuse their children too. You know. Where do you think we got it from? Yeah. I hope y'all don't think that I know black people be acting like they invented ass whoopings and all of that, but we didn't. We still don't. Dilworth Park, yeah. You be holding court in Dilworth Park? No. Thank you, Queen Monica. No, so it says, I would steer clear of friends' parents if they cussed and fussed for no apparent reason. Raised by a crazy person. What about you? What about the kids? Before we start getting ready to wrap this thing up, how many of y'all have been raised by a crazy person? You know what I mean? How many of y'all believe that y'all can be raised by a crazy person and not be affected by it? I mean, why not? We seem to believe that we can sell drugs without our children growing up to sell drugs, whether they know that we sell drugs or not. We seem to think that we can strip and take off our clothes or sell our bodies in prostitution and not influence our kids to do that. Sure, we think that if our kids don't know if we sell drugs, then they won't sell drugs because they didn't see us selling drugs. We think that our kids won't become strippers because they didn't see us become strippers. You know, mommy went out 10, 11 o'clock at night. She was home in the morning. By the time we woke up, we never knew that she stripped for money. All we knew is that she had money, enough money to buy a Gucci and Louis bag and some Balenciaga sneakers. Ugly ass sneakers. All we know is that mommy had enough money to buy us a PlayStation 5, and so did daddy. Yeah, because daddy was a dope boy that went to the club and met your mom stripping. He fell in love with a stripper, and along comes you. And it's funny. It's funny, y'all, because we will think that because we conceal our drug dealing from our kids that they won't grow up to hustle their goddamn selves. Like they don't get that energy. But here's the thing. I bet you one thing. You might not worry that your child will grow up to sell drugs. But if your man gets shot and killed because of his dope boy status, I'll bet you will worry that one day your young man will grow up to be shot and killed, whether he sells drugs or not. Now, how does that work? Oh, yeah, because you don't have to sell drugs in order for you to be shot and killed out here in these streets. It could have been some gang shit. It just so happens that your baby father was on some gangster shit. Cherry says, even if no one admits it, people have been raised by someone who has some type of issue. It could be mental, physical, abusive, someone who was on drugs. Yep. And that's my whole point. Raised by a crazy person. But see, the crazy part about it is when you recognize that you have problems. Like if you have anger issues, you know goddamn well you have anger issues. You know it. You may not think that you need therapy for it, but you know you have them. So if you think that you don't need therapy for it, then that means that you think that you have it under control, which means that you are totally irresponsible, but fully aware of your condition. Yeah, you don't think you're going to pass that energy off to your babies. You are blind, crippled, and crazy 8 to 80. Yo, what the fuck, lady? Why you act so goddamn wild to your child? You shouldn't do that shit. You shouldn't raise them like that. You shouldn't tell them to act like that. Veronica Freeman says another child will tell your child also. Being in grown folks' business, you hear your mom is a stripper, daddy is trapping. Yeah, you know it, Veronica. You know that shit. You ain't gonna sell yo. You are not gonna be a dope boy. I don't care if you push weight. If you don't have a regular 9-to-5 job where your kids can call that job or go by that job or quote the name of that job, you know damn well they gonna figure it out after a while. Somebody gonna hit them off like, yeah, you know why your daddy always got a bunch of money? You know, big fat knots with rubber bands around them shits. You know why? You know why your daddy drives a foreign car, yet he can't leave his neighborhood? Never occurred to you, huh? Okay. Calcium says, my son went to therapy because of issues he finally recognized from his father. Not crazy, just anger issues. Anger issues are crazy. I'm not trying to diss Cal. I'm not. But we got to call a spade a spade. If you can't control your anger, then that's a form of craziness. Do you know where that shit will take you? Anger is a very dangerous emotion. And you know what's the most dangerous part about anger in the black community is in relation to males? You know what the most dangerous part about that is, Carol? Because that is the only emotion that most people accept as acceptable for black males. We don't accept a black male being sad, depressed, hurt, crying, expressing love, or none of that shit. All of that shit gets us the side eye. You might even have to say pause first. But anger and aggression and recklessness, yeah, we'll accept that in a man. Like, we'll say, yeah, that's a real man. Well, that's a real nigga. That's the most dangerous part about it. See, our community got some real fucked up shit about it. Real fucked up. And that's one of the things that is super fucked up about ours. So yeah, I can't excuse anger issues as less than crazy, because they are. Anger issues that make you shoot somebody, stab somebody, beat somebody to death, seriously hurt somebody. Real shit. That's what anger make you do. So it's imperative that you get help for that shit. It's imperative that somebody recognizes how serious of a problem that is and helps you to go get help, get diagnosed, and get treated for that shit. And the treatment doesn't always have to be pharmaceutical. Hopefully it's not. But a lot of your anger may come from your misguidance or misunderstanding. So maybe somebody can explain some things to you that have been getting past you. You know, it's real. Captain says, "Of course it is, Omar. He saw things when he was small and tried to cover it up, but he eventually addressed it." Okay, that's what's up. Well, his therapy worked. Yay! I really am happy about that. Barbara Hill C. Bobby Hill C. I'm late, y'all, but I'm here. Hey, you just in time for us to wrap up. Keeping things bottled up. We accept that in the black man. The black man can be angry as shit. The angry black man. We can go to jail, in and out of jail. Yeah, just like you said, keeping things bottled up. Man, Being raised by a crazy person. What y'all know? I would love to keep going on with this topic, but if I go on any longer about it, I'm gonna start snitching, complete with names, dates, and all kinds of shit. You know, I feel like I'm teetering on it now. For real. So there's some people I've known since way before I started ever getting on stage or doing these shows. That's why sometimes I have to change up the area, the years. I ain't trying to dish. I ain't trying to dish nobody. I ain't trying to dish nobody. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. We gotta get on up out of here. Let's do these birthday shout outs, y'all. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs. Some people were born on this glorious October 13th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the Bizox, Tisha Whitaker, turning 46 years old today, and a go-getter supporter, Sabrina Burge. Sabrina Jazzy Burge, happy birthday to you. And Lydia Nunez, turning 33 years old today. And Teresa Rudolph, happy birthday to you. And I think that's Tariq N. Ali, my man Tariq Ali, happy birthday to you. And Uppy Stone, Nicole Uppy Stone, turning 47 years old today. Richard Allen, stand up all day. And my man Rodney Dinkins, turning 54 years old today. And last but not least, Mary Porter, a.k.a. they call me Cougar. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious October 13th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out. Rock on it, do the damn, the rock out. Rock on it, do the damn, rock out. Rock on it, do the damn thing, to do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings, you do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, being raised by a crazy person is a hard thing to deal with. It's a hard thing to grow up with. It's a hard thing to conceal, and the reason that it's so hard to conceal is because it rubs off on you, and you know that the things that you have been exposed to as a child are the things that you carry with you for the rest of your life. They say the Catholic Church only needs the first 7 years of your life. And no matter whatever happens, no matter how atheist you become, how agnostic you become, how paganist you become, if you convert to another religion, they say that if they got the first 7 years of your life, no matter what, I bet you when you die, you get buried as a Catholic. And I think that there's some truth to that shit. Yes, I do. I do. Because Catholics believe in all of that spooky shit. Fire and brimstone. Dying in a lake of fire. Punishment. If you have an abortion, you going to hell. If you get divorced, you going to hell. Sex before marriage, you going to hell. You can do anything, but you going to hell. If you fuck, you are going to hell. If you fuck, you are going to hell. But you can kill as many people as you want. You're not going to hell, though. I ain't trying to diss no Catholics, but it is what it is. They can't erase their history. But they say if they get the first 7 years of your life, then they got you for good. So what about when your parents have you for the first 21 to 30 years of your life? What do you think? it's very important to maintain a responsibility to raise your children in a responsible, mature way. Because when you fall down on that job, man, listen. So if you're a ne'er-do-well, your kids have a opportunity or lack thereof to become a ne'er-do-well. If you're lazy and shiftless and always gaming somebody and scamming, you think your kids ain't gonna pick that up? Some parents out here teach their children to steal. I don't want to be all negative, man, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Love is love, baby. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love you all to death, resuscitate you, and love you right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Y'all know what it is. I want to thank y'all for coming through. It's the daily. Oh, Tyreek's birthday was, damn, it was the 9th. He's not on. Okay, I haven't seen him on Facebook. Deactivated his account. You have another. Oh my God, how did you spell that? You have another. You know what? I'm not. Yo, you going to hell for that. You went to Catholic school, so you know it's the truth. All right, no, ain't no Hail Marys, ain't no rosary beads or no confession gonna get you out of this one. You going straight there. All right. I'm going to tell y'all this really tasteless joke, but I thought of it the other day. All right, y'all remember 9/11? Remember in 9/11 they never
90 seconds.
Or not, and during 9/11 they never found the plane that went down in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, or the one that crashed into the Pentagon. Never had a plane that they found that crashed. You know why? You know why they never found the planes in 9/11 in Shanksville and the Pentagon? Because they went straight to hell. All right, we out of here. Listen, man, I want to thank y'all for coming on through. Thanks for coming on by, and I appreciate you. So, Blog Talk, we going to get you out of here. We holla. We get back to you. No dollars. Yeah. Peace. And for my Instagrammers, your Five Slammer Jammer, thanks for coming on through and let me exercise my grammar. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. I see y'all tomorrow, my boobers. Don't forget to share the show, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. Hey, y'all. Peace.